Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. We're just waiting for a few more people to join and we'll start. So it's 5 o'clock now. We'll start around 5:02 when we have additional people join. So just give us a few minutes. Okay, just in case you didn't hear, just in case you hadn't joined, we're going to start at 5:02. We're just waiting for more people to join and we will start. So I think it's 5:02. Samson, are you available?
Yes, I am, Fadi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon on your companies. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good
Okay, so
afternoon.
thank you. Thank you, everyone for joining. So today, Samson and I will be taking, or mainly Samson, will be taking us through intro and fundamentals of software testing. And we'll also tell you about Techlerator, what we do at Techlerator, and Samson will give you a brief about his background, and then I will also give us a bit of my background, and Samson will take us through everything about fundamentals of software testing today. Over to you, Samson.
Okay. Thank you, Fadi. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me fetch my slide briefly.
As Samson is fetching the slides, this is going to be an interactive class or interactive session. In case you have any questions, do you mind just dropping them into the Q&A box, and then we'll attend to your questions as we go along. So you don't have to wait till the very end for you to ask any questions you might have.
Just to confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Excuse me. Okay, welcome everyone. As Fadi already, established that we are Techlerator, we're a company registered in UK. Where what we do basically is, we're in the business of training and getting people ready into tech. Yeah, majorly. So part of what we'll be sharing today is one of our major classes or major schools that, we have, we're going to be sharing. And then majority of what we'll be talking about is, how people get into tech easily, and how, we can actually, push you and propel you into, pushing further, your career in, in tech. Basically, let me go and introduce Techlerator. So, as I said, we're a seasoned professional. We combine like 50 years of experience, all of us put together. We're born out of a shared vision where we're trying to actually bridge the gap between, the normal traditional education, as you all know that a lot of us will finish from school and we're probably not sure where to start. You get, because the requirements, right there in tech or in real life, where they are expecting you to come with a lot of skills. Unfortunately, those skills are missing because of the kind of curriculum that we've been through. Maybe you were in a 5-year course, and after graduating, you're not even sure where next to go. So majorly, we're trying to bridge that gap. That's what we are trying to do, and that's Techlerator in a nutshell. And for me, my name is Samson. I don't know. My name is Samson. I have over 11 years of experience in software development, quality assurance, test automation, security testing. I bring web of these experiences to to bear on all of what we do. And I work in aviation, telecom, and fintech, basically. So I've led team in various spaces like in test automation, performance testing, and so on. My colleague right there, her name is Fade Adeni. She's a technology leader with over 14 years of experience. Unfortunately, we don't have all of us here, but to a lot of us, we have just like 2 of us here, coordinating this particular. So she's specializing in AI, digital and data solution, in fintech, travel, insurance, and what have you get. And then she has background also in, in product management, technical product manager at, Replay and Pro. So we'll be speaking to you about, basically, majority of us who, agree with me that software testing and quality assurance engineering is still part of what is really required out there. Of course, with the fear that people are nothing about, will AI take my job? Well, unfortunately, tester will still test AI, if you ask me.
I like that.
Yeah, so are you going to take my job? But now, to also be sure that I'm a tester, am I still relevant? The challenge is, do I really have the skill set to be able to cope in the AI ecosystem? Basically, that's what we're trying to do, and we're hoping that we'll be able to help people get into tech. I don't know if anybody has question. Any as what he said, we can always drop those questions in the chat, right? With the kind of people I saw on the list, right, like our attendee, majority of them are not like newcomers into the industry, right? Majorly, we just briefly talk about software testing, what it is really, and we know that software testing is a crucial process in in development of software application or any digital product out there, right? Majorly involves evaluate functionality and performance of software to ensure that we are delivering the kind of product that our users want, the kind of product that will be able to compete out there and that will be able to stand the test of time and can almost thwart competition, basically. So in a nutshell, the primary goal of testing is to identify defects, bugs, as in software that we're going to be delivering to our end user, basically. Okay, so moving forward, typically, right, our job is, we work with other people like BA, product owners, and what have you. You get, and just assuming that an HR department comes to us as to our BA and says, what, we've been suffering for so long and we want to automate all of the processes. It's stressful, people come around, they want to go and leave, you have to go into the drawer and fetch their file and co. And all of the routine, right? You have to go fill in all of those details. You're not even sure when this guy came the last time to come and, to come and apply for leave and all of that, you're not sure what is left out of maybe 20, 30 days that is entitled to in a, in a year. So typically what we work on is, user requirement, where, that user requirement will just come the way I've just said it. And, there's a team that puts all of those together. But to a lot of extent, I don't want to bore you with all of those, now we've actually, requested to build an HRO. What's being shown on my screen, you want to build a entire swing. This is what customer actually said he wants to build. But, unfortunately, the product manager understood it differently. You can imagine that he is thinking of building it this way. And then also the programmers eventually will write it this way. You can imagine. Without QA, what do you think will happen to the end user out there? It's going to be a lot of chaos, and you have lots of back and forth. And this is where, QA and software tester are required, basically. As I said earlier, in every area, you can test anything. You can test doors. You can test whatever. Yeah. So you can test fridge. You can test anything, and your skill will still be very, very relevant, regardless of the situation that we find ourselves. As we're talking about AI and co, we will test AI, but we should bring a different skill set to the table to be able to test AI. Yeah. So all of those are part of the things that, we are bringing to the table to, to help. So as I said, so in all of this noise, right, and confusion, it is the responsibility of QA to ensure compliance with the user requirements. So overall, we play a very critical role in ensuring quality. And, we're just majorly saying that, okay, clients out there, we want to be sure that they are getting quality, and when the product gets to them, they're able to use it, and they're getting value for their money, basically. And that's majorly the responsibility, of us. So with all of this noise up here, we are the one that will calm all of the noise. And this skill set is extremely essential, regardless of the area, that you want to, talk about. Just assume that, you're building a big system. Like, for instance, I was thinking about building, like probably there's a SpaceX project that, we conceive and all of that. You can imagine that if at the end of the project, are we able to deliver what we said we want to deliver? And it is basically our responsibility. There are lots of cases out there because defect is extremely expensive. Think about it. I don't know if anybody has been following the usual Boeing 737 aircraft I've been having. The challenge is so much that it's not just like you're losing money. You can actually lose life. You can lose a whole lot of it. Investment for the whole year. You can imagine the amount of money invested in R&D, in contracts. Just think about it. You have a lot of airlines out there. Yeah, all of them will come together. As soon as you're talking to them, you're engaging them that, we're going to build Boeing 737. The new boss is going to compete with our competitor. We're going to trust competitor like Airbus and co. And before, in fact, it is usually, what happens is before they go into production, during R&D, airlines are already booking. They're probably booking like 2015 to add to their fleet. You can imagine all of those. And, a lot of time, most of those airlines, they don't come with their money. So they most time borrow money to do all of those. So there are a lot of agreement contracts that will have been signed. Now imagine when the product is ready. Now the product is probably, just dropping from the sky. You can imagine the investment that you're putting on the line. So, and it is not going to be this easy. right? Because they are going to go into, you might even be obliterated in the industry. That brand can actually go off the radar at the end of it, because, when litigation starts coming, right? When, there are a lot of things that could happen. I have a list of stuff here. So I'm saying that, the cost of defect, really, which is what we ought to be preventing. Just imagine that you're building a project, a space X project, for instance, and you can imagine how financial intensive aerospace projects are. Yeah. And you're not built it. At the end of the day, you're not getting value. The customer is not getting value. As I said, you're not just losing money, you're losing life, not just life. And part of what I remember was during Boeing 737. Imagine you have about 150 passenger on board and all of them just perish. It's that magnitude of with that magnitude of challenges, what could happen when software are not tested properly. I have list of concerns that we can actually have. There are safety, concerns, financial losses, as we said. Reputation damage. You probably not see the light of the day anymore. After such projects, right? And of course, regulatory compliance issue, litigation, too many problems. And giving criticality of systems built in this industry or any industry whatsoever. Just think about it. There was when Obama came in and he was trying to build Obamacare. Yeah, that concept actually. They actually launched Obamacare in the very first day of very first week. I think it was maybe about 5-6 people that could actually use the system. You can imagine the cost. That is reputation. With the intention that those guys had, that we're going to save a lot of people, and we're going to bring a lot of value to our people. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, people are not able to use it, and these are part of the things that we're going to be working with. And the main thing is, this industry or this profession really promises a lot of job, and we have come to the rescue, right? Can you check the chat? Do we have any questions that?
There are no questions for now. No questions for now.
All right, thank you. And then so we're saying, why transitioning into testing anyway? So we could actually, with the kind of training that we bring, it's hands-on, especially design. We've been in the industry for so long, and so we know what we really thrive very well with people out there. So we're saying, why transition into software testing anyway? There's that career stability. It's difficult for the fear that people are having that in this industry, like AI is coming to take over. No. And QA professionals are indispensable in the industry. Yeah. A lot of stability and long-term career prospect. Trust me. And then the diverse opportunity here, right? You can do whatever. You can, basically do manual testing, automated testing, security testing, which is specifically for penetration testing, basically. Just to define that properly, and then the fact that you can continuously learn, and we have come up with a curriculum that will help you just thrive in the industry. After our curriculum, trust me, you can. Okay, we're getting there anyway. You're going to, you can actually
That's what I'm saying. So hold on, sorry, I want to also add a few more job roles that they can actually become after they've studied with us. So it's not just penetration testing, there's performance testing, there's security testing, there's you can also decide that you only want to test mobile applications, or you also want to test just web applications as well. So it's not only a particular set of skills that you're coming to learn everything, and then that gives you ability to flourish better, and then you can decide which of the sections or sectors you want to work in as well. Like Samson mentioned, you can also do manual testing only, or you can also learn the automation part as well. I would say lean towards the automation part because that's where the world is moving towards. But with our courses, right, you have the flexibility to learn all of these things in one go, as well as because we believe that would give you the ability to thrive better in your career. So Samson, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. So just to break down some of what our curriculum is all about, what you're basically going to learn is we're saying like, look, we're going to build you a solid foundation where we'll go through all of the concepts that are required that can actually give you an opportunity to ace your ISEB and ISK build first of all. That's where it starts from. And then we have where for a lot of us in testing, there are a lot of skills still missing currently. We will part of our curriculum still comes with SQL, right, which is extremely important skill set that every tester should have, because at the end of the day, you will test a lot of things. You would have, a lot of backend systems, what have you. We're going to give you the basic skill that you need to thrive, basically. And then we will do API testing, including, API automation. That is what the transitioning into tech, into software testing. That's what it entails. The lot of things that we're not, yet exposed. The curriculum is that big. You can actually check them out on our website, and that is the transition. Yeah. Then we now have loads of advanced skill, right, into non-functional testing majorly. So we have for performance testing and security testing, which is predominantly we're using tools, open source tool like JMeter that everybody knows, right? A lot of people are out there, they call themselves performance tester, but trust me, performance testing is just beyond just using the tool. Yeah. You need to be able to analyze the, whatever you've done so that, they can go and remediate, the issue. Lots of people, they know how to use those tools, but they cannot properly analyze, as it should be analyzed to an engineering team that will go back and see, okay, this is the result, and these are the things that we need to do to remediate all of the issue, all of the performance issue. Yeah, guys, just share performance report, and that's it. So a lot of we're still the law of work in progress that we are thinking that we might bring other tools to do performance testing, basically. But I'm sure this will. And then security testing, we're basically using the open source. Of course, we also thought of Suite and Co, but this is just like the flagship that we're starting with, right? You're going to do security testing using Design, right? And you're going to do scripting, test execution, result analysis, as I said, and and reporting. We're going to be able to integrate properly, yeah. And then we will do the lot of capstone projects in this. After the entire training, you have lots of projects that you can share, with potential employer, yeah. And we're not just stop there. So the point is, you'll be able to get to the stage of DevSecOps. Meaning you can actually, if I go to the next slide, you can actually integrate your performance testing, your test automation, including security together in your automation, suite, such that, as you're running your as you're running your automated testing, you can actually check performance, and you can actually pick all of your reports together and say, okay, look, we're having security issue, we're having performance issue, and all of that. Yeah. So this is going to be integrated together, getting to the point of DevSecOps. And for our, part of the other advanced web automation tool is we found out that a lot of people probably don't, they jump into automation, but without the basics, right? So part of where the basics starts is you're not even too sure. Do you even know how to write basic HTML to start with? Because that's the component you're actually interacting with if you're doing test automation, basically. So we are going to start from that basic and show you what it is to write simple things, simple HTML and CSS, and be able to, make suggestions. There are lots of challenges that automation testers out there are facing, but it's difficult for them to engage developer to say, okay, this is what we want. I mean, I've seen a lot of projects where it's difficult to automate, right? And I've started a project where I'm engaging developer and saying, look, you need to refactor. And, basically for efficiencies. I mean, for efficiency. So you're testing on a daily basis, you're not getting value of your automation. So with this course, you're going to get, so we're going to start from learning the core Java programming from A to, until you do your core Java programming. Then you're going to learn all of the basic of Linux, which is extremely important. And then you're going to do your Git and GitHub. Just imagine that you have the repository where things are already running. How do you, when you want to start creating your, your test, do you create test on the existing repository? You're going to branch out and create and be able to be sure that you've tested, and before you now, do a PR, for instance, to merge into the mainstream, right? So those are all of those workflow. And in all of these projects, we're going to be with you all the way, and we're going to give you, the hands-on that you really need. So we go do Master Selenium WebDriver. This is going to be like the flagship. So we're still considering Playwright and Cypress. So they're just going to be in parallel, depending on what you want to learn. We're going to bring all of that. And then we just had the icing on the cake, being able to, do BDD on top of that. And, we're going to also, do integration testing. Just like what we've talked about up here, basically. So that is the curriculum, and the curriculum is being, is being, updated as technology changes, basically. And then, so Techlerator for business, right? We currently, part of what we'll be doing is when you're done with your training, we have partners already that we can take you to for intern, 3 months intern, at least 3 months internship to do that. So because the challenge is people learn, after they learn, unfortunately they go back home and they're not able to find the job. But we make sure we push to the next stage. We push you to our partners where you can actually work. So we offer sourcing and recruitment services. I don't know, Fade, can you help walk them through?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine, something. Thank you. So at Techlerator, right, we do not only just provide trainings, we want to ensure that you are successful after your training. So each and every person who trains at Techlerator, we have series of partners where we can send you to for a minimum of 3 months internship. And with that, you're able to fully understand how tech works in the workspace. Also would give you the ability to fully practice what you've learned with us, right? So after that, you can then decide, you and the partner we send you to, they can decide to recruit you, or they can, decide not to. But because of the skills you've learned already with us, you can then go ahead and start applying for jobs. We would also provide you reference for the duration of the course with us. So if it's depending on what you've learned with us as well, we'll be able to provide you a reference, as well as the partner who you're going to work with for the minimum of 3 months would also be providing you a reference to cover that duration as well. So we also at Techlerator, we're not just a B2C, we're also a B2B. We also provide corporate trainings to employees. This is just a add-on for you guys to know, not that it's, in case you have anybody who wants to train a group of, their staffs, you can refer them to us. We also offer recruitment services. So we partner up with several companies as well to find them. We try to source the very best talent in the industry for our partners as well. So imagine that, you've just trained with us and a particular company is looking for someone within that field. We will then refer you. So they're also job referrals. So we'll refer you to that particular company and they would interview you depending on their, whatever you are able to get the job. So we also have that facility as well to give you job referrals within the tech industry as well. Samson, do you want to move on to the next slide so we can talk about the learning program? Okay, thank you, Samson. So,
thank you.
Or do you want to go ahead to do this one?
Go ahead with all of this.
Okay, that's fine. So we do have transition courses as well as advanced courses. So the transition courses are simply designed for newbies that wants to transition into the tech industry. So the courses include data analysis, business analysis, product management, project management, software testing, as we've all talked about just now, as well as product design. What's not on this slide as well is cybersecurity as well. So, but we also have another level, which is the advanced courses, right? So maybe you are already working today, you're already working, and then you need to enhance the skills further. So we have advanced courses that can take care of that as well. So we've designed specific courses like mastering data science, mastering data analytics, mastering product management, as well as advanced and security testing, as well as advanced web and mobile application testing as well. So those are our advanced courses within Techlerator as well. I've noticed there isn't any questions at all. Does that mean Samson and I, or Samson has been doing a fabulous job and you guys don't have any questions at all? Please feel free to drop in your questions if you have any, so that we can discuss them on this call. Yeah. So those are the learning programs that we have today at Techlerator. Transition courses, advanced courses. We do have another set of courses, which is the expert courses, but we're not going to get into that today. We're only going to be focusing on transition courses and advanced courses. Yeah, that covers it. Samson, over to you.
Very much. And I mean, this is just like the kind of more like I call it metric or statistic of what you can actually verify for yourself. These are what people are making in the industry right now. Majority of our audience, like, we basically, we said the company is based in UK, and Nigerian part of the company is already in the work. And then, we're basically trying to globalize all of this, not just going to be in the UK. We're going to bring this also home as well. And then I think, so as what she said, right, is the fact that, apart from all of those services, we do CV revamp, interview prep for you, and then LinkedIn. And the one that we talked about is also the internship placement, which is going to be minimum of 3 months, so that somebody can actually go around running. Thank you. Any more, Fade?
Yes. So the course fee to come and learn at Techlerator is 1,200 at the moment, and we intend for it to go back to the full price at the end of the month. Just like Samson has mentioned, we cover CV revamp. We're able to revamp your CV for you. We will also give you about 4 different sessions of interview prep, where you get to be interviewed by one of us in the industry, and we're basically just preparing you for the actual interview that you are going for. Then we also have LinkedIn profile optimization. This is very, very key, because I have been getting jobs back to back on LinkedIn. So I do know, or I do understand the power of having an optimized LinkedIn profile. Imagine, recruiters are trying to locate you today, but they can't, simply because, your LinkedIn isn't optimized enough for them to be able to locate you. So we will provide that service to you, as well as a package on this course as well. Of course, there's a certificate of completion of course as well. And as we've been talking, internship is we're very big on you actually practicalizing what you've learned with us. So that's why we are going to be offering 3 months internship placement as well. And lastly, job referrals. Because we're a recruiting organization as well, we recruit for top companies. We're able to refer you to jobs as well. And we already have a network of recruiters that we have been working together with. So we also have that. Another thing that isn't on here is that we do provide on-job support for you for a month. So when you get the job and there are things you do not understand, if you run into, for example, you don't remember what you've been taught, or there's just something new that has just crop up in your work within a month of you starting the job, we do provide you with that service as well, the on-job support. I see some hands up. Basirat, do you have a question? I'm going to allow you to talk in case you have a question. Okay, I guess not, Basira. In case you have any question. Okay, I see the question here already. So number 1, Kay is asking if we are covering both manual and automated testing. Yes, we are going to be covering both. Something did mention that at the very beginning of the course. So we do cover manual testing as well as automation testing. You would also have access to learn about databases. So you're able to query the database using MySQL or Workbench, as well as you would also be learning a few things around integration testing as well. So Basira's question says, I have done data analysis sometimes last year, but I bet you it was hard. Is that part of what we talked about here, please? No, so data analysis is a different course entirely. Today, we're focused on software testing and automation testing. But the good thing is, we did have a session already on data analysis. That was, I think, 2 weeks ago. But the good thing is, on Saturday, 20th of April at 11 a.m., we do have another course. So we do have another webinar where you'll be able to ask. So we're bringing all of our instructors in, and you'll be able to ask them any questions that you might potentially have regarding, whatever course you want to learn, data analysis, product management, business analysis, cybersecurity, and all of that will be covered in that session. But in the meantime, if you're not going to be available on Saturday, make sure to give us a call. We have our number on Instagram, and I can actually just share the number with you right now so that you can contact us, and we'll be able to answer you better. So hold on while I get that number so I can just share it with you.
Sorry to cut you. Don't forget they can book a session with us.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So I will be dropping another link with you. So it's bookings.techlerator.com. So at the moment, right, we do offer a space where you can book a session with one of the experts and you can speak to us. We offer, I think, 10 minutes for free, and then the other ones are paid, right? So depending on how long you think the topic might be, then you can book using the URL I've just dropped there, bookings.techlerator.com. You can book that session with us, or you can also call our 021 number and somebody would be able to respond to you and guide you towards, whatever role or whatever questions that you might have. I hope I've been able to answer questions.
Yeah, more like what counselors should do, actually.
I agree. Okay, Vasira said, thank you. So I believe we've just answered a question. And is there any more questions? Okay, so Rachel just corrected me now, saying I needed to add the HTTPS, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, so it's https bookings.techlerator.com, where you can book in a free session with us. If there isn't any more questions, Samson, are you happy to close?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank everyone for joining this session. We really appreciate your time very much.
So thank you, everybody, for joining, and we hope we've been able to get you interested in transitioning to tech. So thank you very much, and we will be closing this webinar now, if there isn't any more questions.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everyone, and have a lovely evening. Thanks. Bye, all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
The webinar has ended. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.